The situation's uncontrolled. I never meant to hurt her, but I gotta let it go. And you may not understand it while all of this is going
on this side today. Hey, there's Cricky's girlfriend. Zoom in. Oh, there she is. Hopping along there. There she goes. This is the, oh really? Lawnmower, nice. So this is the one of two of my pots with red onions, watermelon, and red okra. Sweet baby seedless watermelon. These stems are really thick on here. From what I know about okra, one would think that this is the okra, but it starts out as a really pretty flower first. And I encourage anybody who just likes flowers. I recently realized that I'm a garden snob, and that I think that why not, even if you just like flowers, then why not get something that flowers beautifully that you can eat, that you like to eat. But you know, I realized that was stepping over into the extremist pool that I often bash. This is the one on the sun side. See, the watermelon vine has gone everywhere. This is just one plant, one vine on each side that I have now. I never did replace the other side, and thank goodness, depending on how many watermelons I get, because see, this pot is just stuffed. I have several watermelons on this. They're very adorable. I could probably find just a couple here. I'll just show you a small one and a large one. So a small one is here, starting here. How cute is that? That is so cute. But here is a larger one. So that one's looking pretty good. It gives me hope for what I should be able to look forward to. And again, here are the red okra and the red onion. But what I'm learning is that these watermelon vines, well, let me not speak too soon, but the watermelon vines are doing better in full sun. The other one gets less sun. On the other hand, the okra plants are less damaged. These look beautiful, actually, more so than they did before. But the plants on this side looked a little bit more insect damaged somehow, and I was attributing that to the sun and how it beamed down. Over here is my bed on the side. I really need to y'all pray for me, because I really need to say goodbye to these raggedy ass curly kale right here that have given up on life. They're done. I'm in denial about it. These are my purple cabbage. That one does not look happy. I'm not sure why. These are my 3 red peppers, and these I grew just this year, but I have one on the deck that is actually going for its second year. These are cucumbers. I have some that appear to be coming, but I said that before, and they just turned yellow and fell off, so they were frauds. I'm just gonna wait. I can actually hear the buzzing. So there's I've seen a singular bee doing a lot of work for me in there. I'm gonna let him stay busy. This is just a weed that I wanted to let grow and see if it was lamb's quarters, I guess. I see it a lot, and I see people growing and eating, and I know that they're a weed that grows wild. I wasn't growing with the intent of eating it, but I did want to see what the life cycle of it looked like. And then when I saw that it would seem to attract and be attacked by a certain bug, insect or something, I was going to pull it then, because I was afraid it was going to get to my other plants. which it seemed to have gotten to this purple cabbage. So I don't think I want to do that controlled testing anymore. I'm going to pull this. I'm not going to do it now. My hands are bare, and again, it looks like it draws in a certain insect that will destroy leaves, and I don't want to pass it on any other leaves. So I'll probably put on some gloves and pull it and put it in a bag where nothing else is. Animals ate my rhubarb that's coming up. It's apparent that I'm going to have to start growing that inside and bring it out when it's of a certain size so that the leaves can do their poisonous job and hopefully keep animals away from it. Oh snap. You know I hate those little white butterflies. I'm doing my second round on my what I call my salad bed, which is that raised bed there. And in doing so, I'm also doing a second round on my herb pot. So these on the corner here are Caesar lettuce. This was my pot with pineapple sage, purple basil, cilantro, and oregano. This is the garbage can where I put all the old herbs that I'm not going to use, but I put them in here and left the bag open so that when it rains it can still moisten the soil, and these can actually still be growing. So while my new ones are beginning and taking root, I'm going to be using these for cooking. I just don't want to take them inside and put them in a glass of water, because somehow just put them in the water, they get pale. I mean, they still look good and they're still fresh, but these are like still right out of the dirt, so I get to come out and use those while these are regrowing. Why don't you just dry them and put them in a jar, you say? I don't know. Shit. Dinosaur kale. These are my tomatoes. I've gotten several off of them. You can see that they are very, very nice size for a patio tomato. I think when I grow it next year, I'm going to dwarf it even more by keeping it cut low. And I really don't want to have to cage or stake it. That's the whole point of having a patio tomato. Tiny Tim that I lost in the tornado. Yes, a literal tornado. Oh, it totally snapped over. So I just stood it up and stuck it in some dirt. Like the big thick stem, I just stuck it in dirt. So it had lost contact with all its original roots that from which it was getting nutrients. So I'm impressed that there is a tomato on this bad boy. I didn't grow back up to this, and I don't think it would matter if I would have, because again, tornado. My Meyer lemon tree is another herb pot with just dill here. You guys know what stuff looks like. And stevia here. And stevia I use to sweeten my smoothies and juicing. Honeycrisp apple tree, of which I am recovering from trauma after new neighbors cut down the apple tree that they had that I was counting on to pollinate this one. I also saw a giant butterfly. It was a black butterfly with about a ½ inch of amber on the ends of the wings, and I hope it's just a beautiful butterfly and not so much a coddling moth. Now, apple trees have coddling moth problems. This has, you know, I just got this and planted it this year, so it's not gonna, I'm not expecting fruit, not necessarily flowering, and so I've seen neither. Yeah, I need to repot it already, which is a good thing. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. And it is beautiful. I love you, honey. Man, I did not know pimento peppers were this large. They're little heart-shaped. Excuse me, they're enormous heart-shaped peppers. So I'll be able to get seeds from that. This is my oldest sweet red pepper, and the mother of which I created the other two. And it is 2 years old. And still prolific. I'm going to take it upon myself to prune this really, really low. Once I get this this harvest of peppers off. I'm going to trim it really low. I'm talking like 6 inches. Lemon verbena, which is coming along beautifully now. I actually have enough to take off some leaves and make some tea, but I'm just going to let them get as big as it possibly can before I chop it and do that, because I really want this to get strong and bushy, because I'm going to be drinking so much of this tea. I can't even describe to you guys how amazing it is in taste, in the way it makes you feel, in healing properties, in relaxation. This tea does everything that people want you to think that the healthiest of teas does, except caffeine. It doesn't do that. I can't even fathom why people don't grow these more. It's my understanding that it's because they attract white flies and spider mites. But these are okay so far. And I don't know if it's because spider webs have, been created between some of these plants, and maybe the spiders are making sure that doesn't happen. But look how beautiful that is. That's beautiful. It smells amazing. And here are 2 more I propagated next to it. My chocolate mint is what gave birth to my theory that these might not have the insect issues because of, and there's one right there. It's actually got one of the little dandelion fluffs attached to it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that because of the sun. I can't see the glare. There were holes that were starting to get in my chocolate mint, which is why I had decided, well, maybe I'll just do regular peppermint and not the chocolate mint, because I love that it have a little hint of chocolate scent to it. But realistically, who am I giving my chocolate mint to smell before I make whatever I'm going to make with it? So I'm going to check and see if it's a new growth issue, and if these don't get any bug issues. If they don't, I may still grow them. But if they do, then peppermint it is. These are my onion seeds from this very sweet onion. Collards. Let me pan that out. Can I pan it out anymore? This is just how big they are. I'm right up on it right now. My collards are enormous. I have a back row of kale that I'm going to just let them go as long as they're going to go. See how far into the winter they go. Speckled leaf lettuce that got bitter because it's going to seed. I have a few more seeds of this, but not very many, so I kept just the one for going to seed. My bok choy is actually doing decent this go round. I don't know that it necessarily cooled off, but it's doing pretty decent now. So on the front row, bok choy, collards there and the right. In the back corner, I have my onions, sweet onions. I have a row of dinosaur kale. I have in the middle will be speckled lettuce and spinach and romaine, red romaine. Curly kale that's doing so much more beautifully here in this in this pot than it is on the side of the house. I'm not sure what to do with it about that. This may be telling me just to only grow purple cabbage and the cucumbers on the side. And maybe I actually will just have, because this is 3 plants. Purple basil that I'm letting go to seed. You can see there's a lone flower there. My thumb is. Pineapple sage. This looks very velvety. And smells great. And peppermint. See how fine that's doing? And the insides are even greener. There's a little white leaf. Every now and then there's some white leaves. But it smells good. There you have it. Probably need to edit the shit out of this too. But you know what it is. Verbena.
Feeling's just too strong. They made